Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Saturday Evening Post Week in Review. My name is Chris Wakefield, and I am the marketing manager for the Saturday Evening Post.
I'm Nicholas Gilmore. I'm a staff writer at the Post.
Troy Brownfield, also staff writer.
We have a lot to get to, but something first really big. This has been years in the making. Our new website, SaturdayEveningPost.com, is up and running, and this is a really big deal because, Nick, why is it?
The website, it's beautiful. We like it.
Troy, what's so special about our new website?
It's literally got everything. It's got access to the archive going back to the 1800s.
1821.
It's got cover art for decades. I mean, there's just really an amazing amount of stuff that's finally all together.
If you are a Saturday Evening Post member, that's only $15 a year, mind you. Not only do you get your 6 new issues of the Post every single year, but now you can go to Saturday Evening Post and you can access every single issue of the Post. Almost 200 years worth of Saturday Evening Post magazines are available to you on demand in our digital archive. Again, almost every issue for almost 200 years is in our digital archives and available to you, our members, for a mere $15 a year. This has been a big undertaking, almost really 10 years in the making, of getting every single page of every single issue that we have online and available to you. And it's not like, old moldy pages. These are high definition, great looking pages. You can go back to any issue, any year, and read the entire magazine cover to cover.
Yeah, and if you're already a member and you have not accessed this yet, you can. Pre-existing members have the ability to, you check your label or your email that you used when you signed up. You can go into the website and you can activate all of these things already. So if you are already a member, you can get it right now.
Right. It's available to you now. And again, if you're not a member, you can go to SaturdayEveningPost.com/subscribe and become a member for $15 a year. And that gets you instant access to our digital archive online right now. You can read all of our issues cover to cover in beautiful, beautiful high definition flip books. So that's available to you online. Let's talk about some of the stuff we've been posting about online now. Troy, you have a piece up this week about 5 Scandalous film ratings. It's the anniversary of the MPAA, right?
Yeah, the MPAA rating system happened 50 years ago this past week, and basically, it's what the G, P, G, R, and so forth. That's when those came in. Previously, there was a production code that had kind of a list of rules that you're supposed to stick to, and they thought, really, the audience is more sophisticated. They're demanding certain kinds of things. So we want to make a rating code that not only allows that, but allows people kind of at a glance to know what might be appropriate for their kids and whatnot. But of course, with any system like that, you're going to have goofy things happen. And so, some of these controversies border on the silly, like whether or not you can get the worst possible rating simply for language. And others were because of the times that they were made in. If something dealt with particular kinds of themes, it might get a higher rating then, but those ratings have been downgraded over time.
So something that was a rated R film in 1970 is probably going to be PG-13 today.
Yeah, and a lot of times they don't mess with those. They don't go back and retroactively, but a couple of the more artistic films that might have been, even like an X rating, like Midnight Cowboy with Dustin Hoffman and John Voight, got an X applied to it in 1970. Because of some of the themes that it dealt with. But that movie went on to win 3 Oscars, and over time it's been downgraded to an R-rated film because of the association that X had.
Do you remember your first R-rated film you ever saw?
Yes, I do.
What was it? Can you tell us what it was? Can you not? Was it an X-rated film?
I remember. It was Scream.
Oh, really?
Nice.
That's the 90s for you.
So you were not of age yet, were you?
No, I mean, it's probably like 7 or 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Were you traumatized at all by that, or?
No, I loved it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
it was a good
I
movie.
had a teacher in high school when she was clearly an adult. Her and her husband refused to see R-rated films. It was their family policy amongst the two of them. No children. This is 2 adults who agreed amongst themselves to not see R-rated films.
That's a floundering marriage.
Yeah.
I rated to this thing when I was teaching film class. I had a student that didn't want to watch R-rated movies, and I said, "That's probably going to go really poorly for you."
Some of the best ones are already.
Was Titanic, was that PG-13?
That was
Okay,
PG-13.
because I remember seeing that in theaters when I was younger.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Again, you can read Troy's piece over at the brand new SaturdayEveningPost.com. And Nick, a piece you wrote this week, 8 healthy tech habits. What are some of these healthy tech habits? Because we all, I think, have pretty poor tech habits. At least I know I do.
Yeah, cell phone addiction, smartphone addiction is pretty common among all age groups because people talk about it as far as college students go. But parents, seniors, everyone experiences smartphone addiction and unhealthy relationships with their tech, whatever that might be, tablets, smartphones, and everything. So what you can focus on are just small things that you can do to move away from, that unhealthy relationship you have with your phone, and other ways that it can damage your eyes or your back.
And you're not recommending like a full unplug, but just small things, small changes you can make in your life.
No, yeah, like one thing is you can leave your phone. This might sound kind of terrifying. You can leave your phone at home one day each week.
Wow.
And you go to work. And this might not work for everybody.
What about an emergency? This is the first. I've got kids in
What
school,
about an
and I
emergency?
can't,
That's what everybody always
Right,
says. How many
so-
emergencies do you really have?
I don't have any. But I don't have any kids yet, so
You have a phone at your work.
yeah. So somebody
reach
wants to reach
there.
me. Okay, all right. Well,
Another thing that I didn't know about until recently was like the blue light on your phone,
yeah,
your
this
tablet.
is a big thing.
Because when you're going to bed, or going to go to bed in 2 hours or whatever, this blue light from your phone or your laptop screen, whatever, actually suppresses your production of melatonin, which is what allows you to go to sleep, and it kind of tricks your brain into thinking that it's daytime.
Right. Harder to go to sleep.
But you can get apps different. There's different settings where you can lower that blue light or take out as much as possible.
Or just turn your phone
later
off
at night, or
when
just
you're in bed.
No.
I read a story that said, I think it was between 95 and 98% of the time, most Americans are within arm's reach of their phone or some kind of device.
Yeah.
95% of your day, it's that's astonishing. Does that hold true for you, or
I mean, why isn't it just in their hand the whole time?
might as well be?
My wife and I are a little different, obviously, because we're in the position of we have a son with a medical device that feeds information to our phone, so we always want it close. But I'm not surprised by that. Having taught teenagers and college students and so forth, and we live our lives through our devices now in a way that we didn't used to.
Right.
It's the flip side of people making fun of having landline phones or phones with cords and things. The opposite is, you're disconnected from that, but now you're connected to the device more than ever.
Right. Could you go camping for a weekend without your phone?
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah. I have.
Okay. I have not. I would need an audiobook at least, or a few audiobooks on
Or
tape.
a real book.
No, that's too much. Again, you can read Nick's piece over at SaturdayEveningPost.com. Another piece over at SaturdayEveningPost.com is from Jeff Nielsen talking about, is this myth that the stock market always crashes in October true? What do you think about this myth of October being a bad time for the stock market?
Well, when you talk about like urban legends and stuff, there might be a little bit of truth to the things. And if you look at the history of crashes, there have been a number. It's not confined to October, but we've had some serious ones historically in October and September. The most recent huge crash was 2008, which I wrote about in a couple of pieces at the Post and the magazine.
And that was in
Lehman
October.
Brothers. Yeah, we had a September one, and then we're in October now, and as of our taping here, we just had a 800-point drop yesterday, which was not a crash because it has to be 10% of the total value, but it was still pretty huge, and it's scary. It spooks investors, and sometimes that's all you need to trigger a worse effect, is that people get freaked out, they take money out and so forth, and that has a ripple.
It's definitely, there could be some truth to the rumor. as what Jeff is saying is in this piece, is that maybe the myth is feeding, the cause is feeding the effect a little bit.
Yeah, you know, you can see that historically with certain things, and you say to people, "Oh, this causes this," and then people behave in a sketchy way.
Right.
You know, and that's certainly true. Especially right now, we've got a lot of factors that are kind of roiling the market, like tariffs and all of these other issues that are happening.
Well, does it have anything to do with the fiscal calendar and a lot of people like taking summers off, taking vacations at the end of the summer?
Lots of corporations begin their new fiscal year in October. And so you see a lot of expenditures coming on and off the books right before in September. That tends to happen. You see a lot of layoffs in that time of the year. So trying to get things ready for the next annual report, possibly.
Yeah, a lot of annual reports do, and that was one of the things that was happening with Lehman, was that, you know, in terms of the annual report coming due, they were going to be saying, we thought we had this much value, and what we have is a loss of
Turns
this
out.
much value, and
You can read Jeff's piece over at SaturdayEveningPost.com. And again, I want to tell you, if you want to become a member of the Saturday Evening Post, it is only $15 a year. Not only does that get you 6 new issues of the Post in your mailbox or on your tablet every single year, but now with that membership, you can access our digital archives, almost 200 years of the Saturday Evening Post available to you online, on demand, on your computer, tablet, phone, whatever it is. You can go explore our archives. We have opened up everything. We've held nothing back. The good, the bad, the ugly, it's all in our digital archives, so you can go explore and get lost in our digital archives. That's available to you over at SaturdayEveningPost.com/subscribe. Nick, where can we find you online?
I'm at Darwin Jr. with a Y on Twitter.
at Troy Brownfield.
You can find me at Wakefield Report, and of course you can find us all over social media at Saturday Evening Post. We want to thank you all, and we'll see you next week.